AI Angst, Chapter 1, The Neural Masquerade. The afternoon sun dripped like melted bronze over the glass towers of Palo Alto, gilding the wide boulevards with a kind of synthetic glory. The cafe in which Alec Thorne reclined, angular, minimal, and designed by someone with too much funding and not enough doubt, hummed with low conversations and laptop keys, like a temple of whispered ambition. Alec was a founder, which in the valley meant priest and prophet both. His skin was pale from neglect, his hair charmingly disheveled in that curated way that suggested genius or madness, or more accurately, a pitch deck between the two. His companion, Lionel Vane, was older, richer, and infinitely more cynical. He had not written a line of code in a decade, and thus had the calm detachment of those who profit from innovation without the inconvenience of understanding it. "You still believe in intelligence, artificial or otherwise?" Lionel asked, swirling the ice in his matcha cocktail like a man idly stirring the soul of civilization. Alec smiled, which is to say, he executed the algorithm of charm. "Belief is for religions, Lionel. We just need traction." "Ah, yes. Morality is a bottleneck, and ethics are just latency. How silicon of you." "You're too cruel. AI will transform the world." "Undoubtedly," Lionel replied. "But into what? A mirror or a mask? That is always the question. The machine may become godlike, but the humans, I fear, will remain very much in beta." Across from them, a pair of engineers in Patagonia vests were debating the metaphysical implications of reinforcement learning between bites of sushi-grade tofu. A hedge fund intern, barely old enough to remember 2020, was explaining Nietzsche to a venture capitalist with the self-assurance of someone who had once skimmed a Medium post about it. "Do you think machines will ever feel?" Alec mused, more to himself than to Lionel. "They already do," Lionel said. "They feel exactly what we tell them to feel, which is rather more than I can say for most people." "Still, I wonder." Alec stared into his screen, where a generative model was producing love letters in Latin and Mandarin, signed by digital ghosts. "You wondered too much. That's why you haven't raised your Series B." Lionel smiled gently. "A founder should never wonder. He should disrupt. Wondering is a symptom of consciousness, and in this town, that's an obsolete feature." A hush passed over the cafe as the angel investor Lucien Vale stepped inside, trailed by his entourage of beautiful, emotionally unavailable data scientists. His entrance was less an arrival than an upload. "Lucien has arrived," Alec whispered, "like the second coming, but with better branding." Lucien sat nearby, eyes gleaming like two polished semiconductors. He was said to have outsourced his romantic relationships to a language model trained on French poetry and Japanese etiquette. "Alec," Lionel said, as if concluding a theorem, "you may build something that thinks, but Lucien has built something that believes. That, my dear boy, is the real innovation." Alec looked out the window at the dying sun, which set like a status update, swift, gaudy, and full of implication.